So now we move on to X30 Juniors, same groups, E and H for them as well. We haven't seen the Group E drivers yet today, so this is going to be our first look at them. If this is your first time tuning in on the live stream this weekend, then these are the drivers in Group E to the inside of the grid, Group H to the outside. Sami Megatunif is there in the number 7, starting from pole position on this one. The French driver has had 2 second places and a 32nd as well run race, where he got involved in an instant coming out the last corner, which saw his race end instantly whilst battling for a place in the top 5. Alessandro Seronetti was, you saw him placed directly behind Megatunif in the 96. He's had a very, very good weekend as Seronetti, a 3rd, a 4th, and then in his last heat yesterday was battling for the win with Sami Megatunif and took the win going into the penultimate corner on the last lap. Caught me out, let alone Sami Megatunif, who definitely didn't see it coming. Alongside Megatunif is O'Neill Muth. O'Neill Muth has already had a good race today, as has Hadrian David. He's won a heat today. So Hadrian David is going to be on the outside of row 2. Row 3 is Konstantin Reisch, who's had a 9th, a 33rd and a 32nd. Not very good luck for the 194 so far today. So far this weekend rather, but it's a new day. So let's see what Konstantin can do today. Tyler Reid is to the outside of row 3. Tyler Reid has pretty much been in the top 5 in every single heat so far. Tyler Reid going along very well. Daniel Traeger is on the inside of row 4. Daniel's had a 4th, a 10th and a 9th, so yet to finish outside of the top 10. If he can keep that up, he'll be there or thereabouts come the pre-final. Guillaume Treyard de Quimont to the outside of row 4. Cesar Christiansen is on the inside of row 5, 7th, a 28th and a 10th, so 2 pretty good results. One disappointing result, which I believe saw Cesar get involved in a first lap incident yesterday, so hopefully can stay out of trouble for the rest of the heats. Isaac Hajar is going to be to the outside of row 5. Evan Millet and Caden McQueen, row 6. Row 7 is Matteo Michelotto and Alex Lloyd. Vlad Lomko and Teddy Williams are row 8. Alessio Fragione and Juan Carlos Hernandez are row 9. Alexander Hartvig and Valentino Catalano are row 10. Enzo Juli is on row 11 with Andreas Lutus. Roman Tunon Garcia, Remo Katapic are row 12. Senna Eckers and Ayrton Fonchetta Martinez, row 13. Tom Uzan and Dorian Pin are row 14. Ioannis Lancis and Jules Metatau are row 15. Miro Myler and Julius Michelson are row 16. Sergio Rodriguez is on row 17. As the drivers now come out onto the track. So 2 formation laps, in case you haven't been watching so far this weekend. Thanks if you have just joined us for tuning in, and if you have been watching throughout yesterday and this morning, then thanks for your company. It's great to have as many people watching the live stream. Iame International Final 2017. 453 drivers here, split across 6 different classes: minis, juniors, seniors, masters, supers and super shifters. These are the juniors. There's 134 drivers entered. So 134 drivers qualified. Then they're split into 8 different groups. The overall pole position driver goes into Group A. Second overall is Group B, and so on and so on. So Sami Megatunif qualified 5th overall, so is the lead driver in Group E. And 8th overall was O'Neill Muth, so he is the lead driver in Group H. So we'll start pretty much all of his races from the outside of the front row. As drivers getting ready, it's just a 7-lap heat, which is why it's if you do have a bad qualifying, you really are on the back foot. It's not a terrible amount of laps to make some places up. So Bruno,
Yeah.
we're getting ready then for the first heat for X30 Junior after the lunch break, and Frenchman Sami Megatounif on the front row.
Oui, nous voici avec le rendez-vous des X30 Junior. Bienvenue de nouveau à toutes et tous, à la fois pour ceux qui viennent clairement de se connecter, puisque nous pouvons également être parmi vous, et vous nous rejoignez également ici sur ce circuit international de karting du Mans par le biais de YouTube. Et puis bien sûr, bonjour à toutes et tous qui êtes présents sur site. Bon week-end également pour les commissaires mis à contribution aussi ce week-end. Merci d'être là, de pouvoir compter sur vous. Les X30 Junior avec la manche qualificative pour les groupes E et H. Sami Megatounif est le pilote de la pole position numéro 7. Il est avec Neil Homus numéro 187, Alessandro Seronetti et Adrien David qui avait été brillant d'ailleurs ce matin, qui s'élance de la deuxième ligne de la grille de départ et top à l'instant, manche de 7 tours sur ce circuit international de karting du Mans. Et Sami Megatounif bien parti, qui d'ailleurs a même réussi à la sortie du premier virage à prendre quelques bonnes longueurs d'avance. Excellent départ. Au cinéma, ça s'appellerait un scénario idéal. Derrière, pas mal de trajectoires croisées.
Yeah, Megatounif getting a brilliant start there. I think helped by the fact that there was a big fight for second place happening. Alessandro Seronetti eventually came out in the front of all of that. It by all means looked it was going to be Konstantin Reich, but Seronetti passed there by O'Neill Muth going into the hairpin. Now, fourth place was Konstantin Reich, but I believe that's Daniel Traeger maybe in fourth place now as they head down the back straight. In fact, Traeger's in fifth place. Just trying to work out who it is ahead of him in fourth place. Is that Konstantin Reich? Let's see as they come across the line. It's Guillaume Traillard de Coumont. So the French driver up to fourth place. Fifth place is Isaac Hajar. Then it's Konstantin Reich. We've got a mechanical flag going up for 91, so that will be the end of their race, unfortunately. But Sami Megatounif already leads by 1 second over O'Neill Muth. Alessandro Seronetti in a comfortable third place. Dropping down the order is Konstantin Reich, who's just lost places to Hadrian David, who's not had the best of starts. It looks like Daniel Traeger may have gone past as well, and Tyler Reed, Alex Soyd, Evan Millet all going past.
Ah oui, dans cette manche qualificative pour les pilotes groupe E et H, Sami Megatounif a bouclé le premier tour avec 1 seconde 06 d'avance sur le pilote allemand O'Neill Muth numéro 187. Alessandro Seronetti reste pour l'instant en troisième position. Guillaume Treillard de l'équipement est pour l'instant pointé à la quatrième place, il est numéro 175. Et quelques changements derrière avec une place de gagné pour Adrien David. Adrien David qui s'empare à l'instant de la cinquième position. Isaac Hadjar est à la sixième place. Tyler Reed est septième. Daniel Trager est pour l'instant numéro 39, pointé en huitième position. Alex Lloyd et Mattia Michelotto complètent pour l'instant le top 10. Sami Megatounif reste leader. Nous sommes en troisième de cette tour.
Seronetti in third, being caught here by Traillard. The Frenchman closing in here on this lap, and Adrien David in fifth place is actually the quickest on track at the moment as well. O'Neill Muth, in his attempts to try and close the leader down, has just set a new fastest second sector, and I thought that was going to be a challenge for third place there from Treillard de Quimont, but in the end it's just a look at the inside rather than an attempt. Alessandro Seronetti needs to respond here as they start now what is lap number 4 of 7. O'Neill Muth has brought the gap down to 4.5 tenths, and last time round was 3 tenths quicker than the leader. If he repeats that for the next couple of laps, then he'll be with Megatounif.
Adrien David, record du tour en course dans le précédent tour. 55 secondes 836 pour le chrono de Sami Megatounif qui doit se méfier. O'Neill Muth est en train de revenir un tout petit peu sur lui. Ils sont dans le banking pour l'instant. Alessandro Seronetti reste à la troisième place. Guillaume Treillard de Quillemont en quatrième position, reste isolé pour l'instant à la cinquième place. Adrien David qui avait le record du tour en course mais dans le tour précédent et quelques longueurs derrière. Tyler Reed reste pour l'instant pointé à la sixième place, course assez fluide. La bataille est davantage dans la deuxième moitié du peloton finalement pour l'instant. Et de 4 tours couverts pour Sami Megatounif, 4 tours couverts. Un bon chrono 55.6, il était cette fois-ci un dixième plus vite que O'Neill Muth en deuxième position.
So the gap now rising, isn't it? It's gone up to 5.5 tenths, but Alessandro Serenetti must be able to hear me because he is definitely responding to the pace of O'Neill Muth and Treyard de Quimont. Adrian David still continues to close in on the top four. Behind that, Tyler Reid has just ahead of Isaac Hadjar. Tyler Reid trying to hold on to that 6th place. Can't see him moving any further forwards unless there's some battles ahead. Michelotto is then in 8th place, and it's Christensen and Evan Millet. As Serenetti, look at the gap now, back to Treyard de Quimont. There must have been a mistake somewhere by the French driver in 4th place, because Serenetti has now pulled away, and Serenetti closing in on O'Neill Muth, the German driver, just ahead, and Sami Megatunif, the French driver, leading. The gap, the lowest it's been all race now. It's 3 tenths between the two leaders. It's half a second between the top three. Any one of these three now look like they can win it with just over a lap and a half to go as they turn their way into the chicane and down towards the hairpin. Who's going to take the win here? Serenetti looks closer to O'Neill Muth than Muth does to Sami Megatunif, and there goes. Oh, well, that was an attempted move from Serenetti. He certainly hadn't lined it up properly. I think it was a move that he wasn't really planning, last minute attempt, but Serenetti goes through, and Treyard de Quimont has now gone past the German as well. Serenetti now needs to try and close down Sami Megatunif to try and take the win here. The gap is 4 tenths of a second.
Dernier tour et Sami Megatunif reste leader, et quelque part peut remercier aussi Alessandro Serenetti qui est passé à l'attaque sur O'Neill Muth, aussi eu un contact entre les deux, ce qui a permis à Sami Megatunif de prendre un tout petit peu le large, et à Guillaume Treyard de Quimont aussi de passer en 3e position. Attention pour les dernières longueurs, car là, très clairement, Alessandro Serenetti est très menaçant sur Sami Megatunif. Ils vont arriver dans un instant sur le banking. Grand virage à gauche, Sami Megatunif reste au commandement. Alessandro Serenetti est plus que jamais menaçant. Allez, la ligne droite, c'est au bout de celle-ci que la victoire peut se jouer. Megatunif qui s'appuie sur le volant. Le virage à gauche, il reste leader. Alessandro Serenetti qui guette la moindre erreur de sa part, mais erreur il n'y aura pas. Et Sami Megatunif, voilà, salué par le drapeau damier. Victoire pour entamer l'après-midi dans cette séance qualificative, manche qualificative pour le groupe E et H. Alessandro Serenetti termine 292 millième et O'Neill Muth en 3e position.
What a last lap from Alessandro Serenetti. Fastest lap on the last lap there. Megatunif just able to hold on in the end. O'Neill Muth may be a little bit frustrated with the move from Serenetti for 2nd place, though. There was a little bit of side-by-side contact, so I don't think he could be penalised for that. But O'Neill Muth recovering well to hold on to 3rd place. Guillaume Treyard de Quimont was able to hold off Adrian David for 4th place, and Isaac Hadjar was able to pass Tyler Reid on the last lap. They were side by side across the line and only split by 0.04 of a second. Matteo Michelotto and Evan Millet were 8th and 9th, and it was Teddy Williams in 10th place. It was Fonchetta Martinez in 11th. We have Kadabik, Atazal, Hernandez, Christensen, Uzan, Lloyd, Eckers, Reich, and Maya Julie was 21st, and it was Mikkelsen, Pin, Tunan Garcia, Lutus, McQueen, Lancis, Fajone, Traeger. Not too sure what happened to Daniel Traeger in that one. There's the order for you on screen. I'm not too sure what happened to the drivers 25th and down, but we got through most of them anyway, but a good race, that one.
Une belle victoire de Sami Megatunif.
And this was the moment that Sami Megatunif was able to win, Bruno, from Alessandro Serenetti. Wasn't close, was it? Fastest lap on the last lap for Serenetti, with O'Neill Muth there and a comfortable 3rd in the end.
Oui. Pardon, l'image de la présentation du drapeau à damier avec la victoire de Sami Megatunif, rappelons-le.
Well, there we go then. That's qualifying heat done for X30 Junior Group E and H.